Hey guys, it's Chris here, and I'm here to talk about the book Beast Patrol by Michelle Moore. I just got the arc of this book through NetGalley. I requested it, and they let me read it early. Super excited about that. This book is a MM kind of romance story, but with supernatural elements. Ooh. And I'm just going to tell you the plot of it and the characters because those are the things I really liked. They ended up pushing this rating up pretty high. So the plot of this book is that Jay and Dan meet. Jay is a lifeguard. Dan is an oceanographer who has visited Playa Escondida, where the story is set, to study turtles. And then the first day they meet, Jay tells Dan the ghost story of the Mary Louise, which was a ship where all of the passengers died. And so we hear this ghost story of the Mary Louise, and then Dan goes off and gets himself into some supernatural little bit of a mess that he thinks is absolutely just he got attacked or he just didn't see something or whatever. He's trying to come up with something logical about it. Even when he wakes up with a mark on his hand. I don't have the mark on my hand, but I'm showing you my hand anyway. He wakes up with some mark on his hand and very possibly marked by a demon. Jay and Dan have to figure out what's up with the Mark and make sure that he survives. Along the way, we meet these two awesome characters named Joseph and Eloise. Joseph and Eloise are occult enthusiasts. Eloise might be a witch. I'm not really sure. I think she's a witch. She has very witchy knowledge and she owns a very witchy shop. So she's probably a witch. And then Joseph's a historian who, like I said, is an occult enthusiast. And Joseph and Eloise make sure that Jay and Dan don't die at the beginning of the book. That's why I feel like Jay and Dan just would not have made it without them. Also, Joseph and Elvis are really kooky characters, and they're the type of kooky characters that I liked. So that I just really enjoyed them. They're just like crazy, 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 and I really love them. As for Jay and Dan, I think the best thing about their characters were that their romance was super believable for me. I didn't not like oh my god they're gonna be together forever thing because that definitely wasn't what this was. This was more of like they have an attraction to each other that builds up over the course of the book. Like they're not focused on their attraction to each other. They're focused on hey making sure Dan isn't possessed and that they can beat this demon thing once and for all. You know that's what their focus is for the book. And yet there's like these really genuine moments of where you can see their attraction to each other and they're getting to know each other. And I really, really like when the story does the romance realistically and well. And that's why I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that part of it. So I like the characters, I like the romance, and I really was enthralled by the ghost story slash demon hunt thing that was going on. Like I like supernatural things like that. I don't watch many supernatural shows, but I do like reading supernatural books sometimes, and that's why I really like the plot line of this. I don't know. That's why I kind of picked it up. I was like, "Ooh, this should be really interesting." Also, the ghost story, the Mary Louise, really entertaining. The demon, the history of the demon, really entertaining. So I enjoyed this book. I don't know. I'm going to tell you what the only thing I didn't like was, and that is this book is quite short for a $5 ebook. I think it was like 106 pages. But at the same time, I'm probably going to spend that much on the other book in the series because I love Playa Escondida. Playa Escondida is the craziest town. It's the worst town to go to if you're just trying to go to a beach to study some turtles, Dan. Not the right choice. But if you like the occult, there's a lot of occult enthusiasts probably in this town. And honestly, I'd go to this town if I knew I was making it out alive for sure. Because I just want to experience the magic of it, you know? I want to go to Eloise's shop and be like, hey, who have any like witchy thing to help me with this? I don't really need help with this. I just want to try it out because it seems pretty cool, you know? It just seems like a really cool town that I'd enjoy. But it is a short book, and there was at the end, there was points where right at the end when I finished it, I was like, okay, this is really good, but I wish this had happened. I wish this had happened. There was moments which it might just be me as a writer that I wish I had seen. You know, like just man, I wish I had seen a little bit more here, or I want to know what where this person was during this. And there was a character that gets introduced after the kind of confrontation with the demon that I wanted to know more about or understand more. But I think it was felt very Twilight Zone that I didn't know, and I kind of liked that. I was like, oh, this is kind of mysterious. And I also realized that there is another book before this one, even though that book's a standalone, he might be a character from that book. or he might be a character in a future book in the Playa Escondida series. This character that comes in near the end of the book is very Playa Escondida, though. Like, occult and mystery, and just, he's a very Playa Escondida character, and that's why I was like, okay, I'm okay with this weird and random inclusion. And I really liked it. I really liked the book. I have a weird ranking system. And I will eventually explain on the channel, but I basically score a bunch of different things and then average it out. And so I scored everything that I normally score in a book. And this book came out to be a 3.8, which is pretty good. And that was mostly because of the characters and the plotline. And I really enjoyed that. I'm going to definitely read the first book from the series on my list of things to buy and my next set of books that I'm getting. And hopefully you guys check it out, because if you like romances that are realistic, and if you like stories with like paranormal, supernatural elements, pretty good book to get. So that's it for the video. Tell me if this book sounds interesting to you. I was really surprised that I picked this one out, actually, because I like the supernatural elements. I was a little wary about this book, and I'm really, really happy that I liked it as much as I did. So yeah, we'll see you all in my next video.